All right. Good morning to everyone on this platform. All our fans right on Princess Seats. Good morning to everyone within the Grand ecosystem. Good morning to all expectant beneficiaries, whether you are expecting under the Pioneer formation or you are expecting under the UAAG branch, whichever wing that you are expecting fund from. I think you need to take your chill this morning and listen carefully, specifically. I want you to listen with precision because a lot of things is going to be unraveled within this submission. And I want you to, going forward, be able to pick your stake and know where to stand when it comes to the issues of grant within this ecosystem. This is Princess Seed. In case you're new here, do kindly subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital update. I decided to take this long tour this morning because of the last updated official message coming from the secretary to the Sanctuary Wealth initiative. And I think this actually spells out every definition in this direction. So please, you take your calm and understand every fiber of this delivery is going to really be massively ventured into. Now, the clear stand, thank you very much for that understanding. The clear stand by the Sanctuary Wealth Secretariat yesterday on the Pioneer and the IMF, they were the real distinction here, which brought out some broader pictures for us to understand now why this matters and the questions that remain in the hearts of all expectant beneficiaries, majority of all expectant beneficiaries. We understood that in the ongoing conversations about the UAAG/UAS grant disbursement, there are confusions and rumors have also been running so wild. People have been mixing different projects, assuming certain institutions are involved, and in many cases, expecting things from the wrong places. But yesterday, the Sanctuary Wealth Secretariat decided to address this confusion directly. They released a strong and very clear statement to set the record straight about their position and to stop the distractions that have been slowing things down. And one of the most important lines from their release was coined out. Beg your pardon. It was coined out. It was an excerpt I brought out, I think number 2 of the submission or thereabout. And this is what it says. We state here in very clear and unambiguous terms that this organization shares no affiliations with any grants like Pioneer, CBN, government and IMF, or has any agents for any of such. This has been our stand till now. Please stop distracting us about this henceforth. All right, now this statement is short, but it changes a lot in how we understand the process. It means that the Sanctuary Wealth is not connected to Pioneer, is also not linked with the CBN, is not officially part of the government structures, and is not working directly with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, at least not in the way people have been assuming. Then I'm going to practically break this down and see what it really means and why this matters and what is still not clear about this whole fiasco. Firstly, I've tried to structure my submission this morning so that everyone, I don't want to be ambiguous, please. I just want to keep it within the confine of a layman's understanding, so everyone will get a clear picture of what is going on. Firstly, clearing the air about the pioneer involvement or payments. Now, for weeks now, people have been mixing up the pioneer program with the main UAAG grant. Some even believe that without joining Pioneer, they will miss out on the main grant. You know what that means. And others thought that Pioneer was just another name for the main UAAG payment. Now, the Secretariat's statement makes it quite so obvious that they are not connected to Pioneer at all. And if you see something about Pioneer, it is not being run by Sanctuary Wealth. It is not part of UAAG, and no agent from Sanctuary Wealth is collecting information or money for Pioneer. So that was clearly stated. Now, this is important because a lot of beneficiaries were being pressured into Pioneer projects they did not understand. Out of fear, they would lose their grant according to some of the marginal understanding they had. That fear can now be put to rest, I guess. Whether you join Pioneer or not has nothing to do with your UAAG eligibility. Now, secondly, the separation from the CBN slot, the government slot, and the IMF. And this is where it gets so dramatic. Now, the most surprising part of that statement from the Secretariat is the clear separation from the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Now, in the past, a lot of updates from different corners of the community had actually suggested that IMF representatives or the IMF-linked authorities were part of the process. Now, some people believed the disbursement could not start until an IMF team arrived or approved something. In fact, it was stated. Osim talked about it. Ngozi Israel talked about it. Pastor Donald Obasi Okorie talked about it. Now, by this statement from the secretary right now, Simeon Idachaba, by saying that they share no affiliations with the IMF, the Secretariat is telling us that the grant process is not dependent on IMF presence or approval. Follow me. Now, that singular statement is a major shift from the public perception that we've had in time. The same also goes for the CBN and the government slots, what of you. Now, the Sanctuary World is saying that they are not operating under these institutions for the purpose of this grant. They are running it independently. I hope you understand what I'm saying. They are running this independently. Now, I'm laying down the quotes so that we can build it from there. Thirdly, why this matters for our expectations, which is in vogue. Now, this statement changes the way beneficiaries should see the timeline and the process. If there is no official IMF involvement in this process, then it means that the delays that people were blaming on the IMF may not be the real cause. So waiting for IMF arrival or the team arrival no longer makes sense if they are not officially part of it. Did you get the gist? Did you get the connection? I'm seeing that the last we heard from that organ was that it's only a part of the team that was around, that the major IMF authority has not arrived. This was confirmed yesterday by Osim, and it also means that the responsibility for disbursement sits more directly with the Sanctuary World team and its partners. So there is no invisible third party that is holding them back in the shadows. So if there are delays, they are internal or they are due to logistics with the people actually managing the fund. not because an outside big name or big name institution is dragging its feet, as we were meant to believe. Now, fourthly speaking, or fourthwise, stopping the distractions according to the Secretariat. They did not just give clarification yesterday, they also gave a warning. They say, please stop distracting us about this henceforth. And this shows frustration with how much time and energy is being spent responding to rumors, to side questions and misinformation about unrelated programs or institutions. In simple terms, they are saying, stop asking us about the pioneer, the CBN, the government's lots, or the IMF. We have nothing to do with them. Did you just hear that? So this is both a call for focus and a reminder that too much noise from the public can slow down real work coming from them. Every time the Secretariat has to stop and answer questions about a false connection, it takes time away from the actual progress being made from the inside on the part of the UAAG. Now, on the fifth point, a clear-cut a submission from me or from Prince's Seed team or management. Now, it's about what remains unclear. Even with this strong clarification from the Secretariat, there are still unanswered questions that beneficiaries will naturally have, including I myself. And that is, first, if IMF is not involved, where did the earlier IMF-related claims come from? All right, let's take a pause for a minute. I'll just be with you in a short while. Don't touch the dial. All right, welcome back. We're on course, and getting back to where we last just drop off. There was a question that was asked. It was a kind of concern that if IMF is not involved, where did the earlier IMF-related claims come from? Now, we understand for weeks, different voices in the community linked the grant's progress to IMF presence. Now, was this misinformation from unofficial sources, or was there a misunderstanding somewhere along the line? Follow me. Secondly, who exactly are the partners helping Sanctuary Wealth with the disbursement? If there is no government, CBN, or IMF link, then which institutions or organizations are in the chain of this responsibility? I hope you're asking the same question I'm asking. I do. Now, thirdly, what is the exact timeline for payment? You know, the Secretariat has been clear about what they are not doing. Clear cut. But the public, I believe, still needs dates and steps for what they are doing. Do I have a witness among my fans? Yes, they've been so clear about what they are not doing. And we are seeing things from a different perspective as against what we used to know. That was formal, that was official. But the public, the expectant beneficiaries, still need to know. They need the date. They need the step forward for what they are doing. This unanswered point means that while this statement, it kind of removes a lot of false assumptions, it also shifts attention to the bigger question, which is the next questions. Okay, so yes, if it's just you, what exactly, when exactly will you pay? And how would you pay? If it's just about you and all about you and it's only you and just you alone, when exactly will you pay, and how would you pay? So the practical advice for beneficiaries now that the separation is clear, the beneficiaries, how beneficiaries should, I think how they should proceed going forward. First, you shouldn't mix programs. According to the Secretariat, you shouldn't mix programs. If you hear about Pioneer or the CBN grant or slots or the IMF supervised funds, then treat them as completely different from UAAG. In other words, Sanctuary Wealth has nothing to do with those, including IMF. In fact, that's the focal point. So stop chasing unrelated rumors, asking Sanctuary Wealth about IMF movements, the government meetings or pioneer projects or whatever. You would only waste your time and your energy and not theirs. That's what they say. Then focus on official channels. Get update directly from us, because once it is published from the Sanctuary Wealth, we will definitely air it. So third-party informants who might mix things in unrelated details are not welcomed. They are not advised for your listening. So be patient, but expect transparency. Even though IMF is not involved, you still have the right to ask for clear steps and timelines from the Secretariat itself. Now, what Sanctuary Wealth? Now, listen, this goes to Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose NGO. And I hope they will get to hear this. What Sanctuary Wealth should do next to fully settle the tension and confusion, Sanctuary Wealth could publish a clear, dated roadmap that is showing every step that is left before payment, so that the people know where things stand at the moment. Then Sanctuary Wealth could name the partner institutions that are actually involved in moving the funds. Since they've dissociated themselves from the IMF right now, they should, by all default, name the partner institutions that are actually involved in moving the funds. Then Sanctuary Wealth could keep all communication centralized, so that there is no excuse for rumors to grow within this ecosystem. Also, Sanctuary Wealth should release a kind of short weekly update, so that people are not left to fill in the gaps with speculations which have been ongoing over time. A lot of speculations in the air, a lot of speculations within the ecosystem, just because there are no weekly updates coming from the management. They come in too late. I believe that this approach would help to keep the public focused on the real process, instead of chasing rumors about outside organizations. And I'm trying to end this conversation to end this submission right now. Now, why this is a turning point? This clarification is more than just another official update coming from the Secretariat, but I see it as a reset button for the whole conversation. Before now, beneficiaries had a blurry picture in their minds. The Pioneer, the IMF, the CBN government, and the Sanctuary Wealth all floating in the same soup. But now the picture is sharper and clearer. Sanctuary Wealth stands alone. They are not tied to those other names, and the grant process should be judged only on what they are doing. It also means that if there's progress, praise goes to them. If there is delay, accountability rests on them too. There's no more hiding behind a slow-moving third party that they may not even be involved with. Conclusively, the clear words for clearer minds. The Sanctuary Wealth Secretariat's firm statement yesterday should put an end to one chapter of confusion. They are not connected to Pioneer, to the CBN slot, the government slots, the IMF, or any agent for these programs. And this is their stand. it has not changed. According to them, they've had a chance, they stand long ago, they are just reaffirming it. Now, the public's focus should move from guessing about outside players to watching the real managers of the ground and holding them accountable going forward. If we accept this truth, we save time, we'll reduce distractions, and we'll make it easier. That will make it easier for the actual work to be done and completed. In the end, clarity is always better than comfort. This truth may unsettle those who believed in IMF seal was needed for payment, but it also frees everyone to face the real picture here. Sanctuary Wealth holds the wheel, and it's from them, not Pioneer, not IMF, that the journey to disbursement would either succeed or stall. It's in the hand of Sanctuary Wealth, not his affiliations. I hope I made some sense to you. In case you're confused, you don't possibly understand this, listen to this V-note again and again. It's going to shed light on what I'm trying to portray and what I'm bringing out for the whole ecosystem. Both the advice to Sanctuary Wealth, the expectant beneficiaries, and what you need to know going forward. Thank you very much. This is Prince. In case you're new, do kindly subscribe to this channel, and also just striking the bell for notifications. Every time we drop one, you have one. Thank you and have a nice day. God bless you.